Welcome to the Bun Maker podcast. I am so excited today to bring all of you a special guest, my sister, Chef Queen Diamond.
Hello guys, how are you? I'm a queen chef. You know how you have all different types of chefs, master chefs, sous chefs. Well, honey, I'm over all that. I'm a queen chef, okay? My business is The Diamond Experience. It's THE, Diamond spelled DYMOND, Experience, EXPERIENCE. That's on TikTok and that's on IG, Instagram. The website is called Diamond EXP, DYMONDEXP.com, okay? I cater to Mediterranean, I cater to Italian, Caribbean, and traditional soul food. So I'm very much the type of chef that I take other people's food and I create it and I make it mine or ours, whatever you want for your event. So whatever you want to put out there for me, you can challenge me. You can put the ideal out there, and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna create the perfect diamond experience for you. So without further ado, I'm gonna turn it over to our host.
Yes, the Bun Maker. And today we are going to talk about how do you step out on a leap of faith to achieve your dreams, right? Stepping out on a leap of faith for some of us can be a challenge. So today we're going to talk about that, whether you're trying to start a business, whether you are thinking about a career change. So, right. So how do you step out on a leap of faith to elevate yourself and make that happen?
Yeah, and I think that that's very important because right now I'm on my 2-day leap of faith journey, as to say.
Because you recently left your job, right?
I did. But before I did all that, it's a whole lot of stuff you do before you just leave your job, okay? So let's clarify that. Yes, I turned in my 2-week notice, as everyone should when you're leaving a job. Turn in your 2-week notice. You don't burn bridges along the way. So you make sure that, you turn in your 2-week notice. Whether they want to let you go early or not, that's totally up to them, or you did the right thing, okay? So this is my second day, and I know that day one, when you wake up, you're going to be waking up on that same schedule, that same identical schedule, and then you're going to be like, well, what do I do? Even though you have this whole list of things that you've already created, some people don't know how to go about implementing things. Some people are thinkers, some people are doers, or whatever. So I'm the type of person that I'm a little of all of it, and it kind of gets in the way at times. So I have to kind of like put myself in a position to be in order. I have to have an order, a strategy to it. And with that being said, I know I need a personal planner. I need a personal assistant, more to say. Someone who can tell me, hey, we have this set up, this set up, this set up. This is where you need to be. This is where we need to go and focus on for an hour on this. This. That works for me. However, if you're already a planner, then you might not need that. You just need to just go ahead on it, but you still should have a idea of which way, what direction that you want to go to achieve where you need to be at, okay?
Absolutely.
And what I want to say this, don't say you don't have enough time. Because if you was working on a job for 8 hours, now those 8 hours should be directed towards your business, what you're trying to do. Because if you can work for them for 8 hours, you can work for yourself for 8 hours. And I think that's what I just realized in this moment right now. Right now, I just realized that, hey, you should put yourself on a time schedule where no matter what, you have the 8 hours that you gave to that job for their company, and you should put that 8 hours into your company.
Absolutely. And for those that are looking to make a career change, planning could be around, looking at the jobs that you want, right, in your future, and understanding, do you have the skill sets to meet those qualifications? And if you don't, how do you get those skill sets? Whether that's taking a class, obtaining some sort of certification. That all goes into planning, right? And so once you plan, and now it's time to, implement that plan, which is taking that leap of faith. If you are looking to elevate or change your career, looking for those jobs that you're interested in, applying, making sure your resume is up to date. Using a resume writing service is also helpful. Making sure your LinkedIn profile is updated as well. But all of that, whether it's starting a business, whether it's looking to change your career, it all goes down to planning and implementing that plan.
Also, have a word with your higher power. Have a word. Talk. There is nothing more sustaining than being in a spiritual form. Because I like to think that we're spiritual beings and stuff, and that we need to reach out to somehow, get confirmation and stuff like that. And your inner circle, people who you value their thoughts, their choice. Mine, I know for a fact, I value my sister here. Y'all call her the bond maker, but this is my little sister. Okay. And she's like a mother hen of us all. And so we all gravitate to her, especially when we're doing new business idea, because she's kind of like our tech savvy sister. She's going to get our websites going. I don't think this is a good idea. She already has it mapped out in our head, and we pressure her and push her to it. She's just going to do it because she wants to honestly see us grow. She wants to see us all win, because when one of us win, all of us win. That's how me and my circle is. So when I reached out, she gave me some of the most valuable advice that I think that I could have had, because I thought that maybe, I got 2-3 months of my bills paid up and I'm just ready to do it. She said, no, the rule of thumb is 6 months. 6 months of savings saved up. So, I want to go beyond the rule of thumb. I pay my rent up for 5 months, and then I still have 6 months of savings in my account. So now I'm ready. And I still had a little sense of nervousness. Butterflies were still floating in my stomach. They were still moving around. Even when I gave in my 2-week notice, I still was kind of like a little nagging. Is this when is, I wanted to get my 2 weeks notice maybe the week before. But I didn't build up the courage to do it until, last week. So with that being said, you're going to have those type of moments, but you cannot get to where you want to be if you don't take a risk, or what we're talking about, that leap of faith towards your jump, towards what you want to do. And so it's important that you take it, and you take it in a good and sound position.
Absolutely. And let's talk about that 6 months of savings real quick before we pivot on from there. Everybody should have 6 months of savings saved in their bank account.
The golden rule.
Yes, the golden rule. Even if you're not looking to leave your job or start a business or change your career, everybody should have at least 6 months, because, you never know, right? When a company may come to you one day and say, hey, so-and-so, your job has been eliminated, or your position hasn't been eliminated, or we're having to lay you off. You always want to have at least 6 months of savings saved. So add up all your bills for the month. Add an additional, few $100s to that total for just some, extra spending where you need to, and then take that total in time and multiply it by 6. And make sure that, you're saving towards that amount. And for some of you, it might take you, a year to get 6 months of savings, or even a little longer than that. But start. Every little dollar counts. Every little thing that you put into your savings is going to get you to that 6 month goal for you to be able to take that leap of faith, or whatever you need to do from there.
I totally agree. And utilizing your resources around you. A lot of people don't understand that you do have these resources around you. And I take a time to express to my family, my friends, people who will listen, I preach this message here that I'm going to enlighten you guys with right now. That any relationship, it should be beneficial to both parties. Yes. I'm a firm believer in that concept, and when I apply that to my life, it removes all that bad relationship.
Yes.
If it's a relationship that's all about just give, and taking away from you and not adding to you, that's not a healthy relationship. A relationship should be beneficial to both parties, whether it's a mother and a child, whether it's a grandmother and a grandchild, whether it's a business associate, whether it's a friend. I don't care what it is. If it's all about you giving or taking away from that person, it's not beneficial to no one but who's on the receiving end.
Absolutely. That is so important. I'm glad you brought that up because, a lot of us have people in our lives that just take from us, right? And, you can't really lean on them to support you or help you in any way.
No.
And your inner circle is so important. You have to have people in your inner circle that can help you as well. Like I was just telling, Chef Queen Diamond, my sister this morning, about her catering. She is looking to get equipment. She's trying to find places where she can film her cooking and so she can create marketing videos and things like that. And I said, listen, I have all the equipment here in the studio. I have a huge kitchen you can cook in. I have a patio you can film on. Use my resources. Use the equipment I already have to, elevate yourself and your business. And you need people in your circle that can do the same for you.
Exactly. And it's important. Like for me, I'm pretty much the type of person that I don't like really asking. But it's important to ask. Your family would love to be there for you, but if you close mouths don't get fed. That is the cliche, okay? And they don't, it truly don't. I mean, if they don't know where they can help you at, how can you hold them and say, oh, they've never been there for me? You didn't give them the opportunity or the chance to. I was spent thousands of dollars to try to get the equipment that she has in here now. You know what I'm saying? So by me expressing, by me being openly, truly wanting to get to where I think I need to be at, I share my inner thoughts with her. And that's how the door opened up for me to be able to do that, even here doing her podcast with her. This is a relationship, business-wise, that's helping me put myself out there, helping her with her topic that she's trying to create, being engaging to you to give you ideas and pointers on how you can get to where you need to get at, and y'all subscribing to her to keep her elevated in her growth. So all these relationships, this triangle of relationships, is beneficial to all of us. It's beneficial to all of us. Why would we be here if it's not beneficial to each and every one that's hearing this message, that's delivering this message in this setting? So that's what I mean about surround yourself with those type of people. And then you're on the right road to where you need to go at, because that's important.
Yes. And, we have a great online community that we are building at thebundmaker.com. And so if you, are looking for people to be in your inner circle to help guide and support you, I think that's a great place for you to go. But you said something important around not being afraid to ask, right? Because I think a lot of people are just afraid to ask for help.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And another thing on that, I had a friend that I did a couple things for her because she have done things for me also. So I like to put that out there. And this one particular time, she was like, well, I can do this for you. And what's in it for me? Like those are the type of things that draw flags for me in particular, because I don't like to say what I have done for you already should equal out to what we got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and she was like, well, I don't want nobody to say they did nothing for me. That's a flag. Okay? Because if you don't have someone that's around you that don't want to do something for you, something's wrong with you. You didn't do something to make someone feel comfortable enough to do something for you. No one wants to plant their seeds in dead fields. If I plant my seed, I want fruit. I want fruit that I can eat. I can make a pie with. I can do this. I want fruit that's going to be sustaining. So no, I'm not going to plant no seed or no seed in no dead field or in a swamp land or something like that. And you have to apply those type of techniques to what you're trying to do when you're trying to get, the right circle around you.
Right. So you're saying, don't have people in your inner circle that is just looking for a handout or only doing things for you because they want something in return or, don't want you to come to them to ask them for anything.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. Don't just go around and say, "Oh, I don't want nobody to do nothing for me," because for you to have that mindset, you're already looking to be failed. Because someone is having to do something for you to get to there.
So it's okay to ask for help, is what you're saying.
It's okay to ask for help.
Okay, and to receive the help.
And to receive the help, exactly. And if you give your help, remember that you're giving your help to someone that you think that can help you some way down the line that whenever you need them. So that's important.
Yeah, exactly. And I know, there are people out there that have less than we do, right? And you might look at them and say, well, they can't do anything for me, but it's also important to help others, elevate themselves. Like I'm doing, like I have done. I mentor other young ladies and women, and not looking for anything in return, but I really enjoy helping, other women be successful, helping to see other women win.
But you see the potential that's there.
Yes, that's true.
Even if someone don't have something, I have a discerning spirit where I can see the potential in a person. So I don't just look at where they're at in that stage when they're asking for help, but I ask questions. I try to know a little bit about who I'm helping. Like a guy stopped me on the side of the road the other day, and he was like, he needed $1, or he needed to get something to eat, or something like that. The guys that be having the signs, the women with the children, or whatever. When I give my money out that window, or when I choose to help that person, I ask a question or two. Where are you from? Are you a veteran? Where did you serve at? Do you get your benefits? And if they say no, I give them a card, because I have people lots of nonprofit organization friends, and they help with different types of things like that. I give them a card because I see a potential that they can go ahead and get their check and they can be successful, and they'll remember that lady that gave them that card. Mm-hmm. And one day they might be in a position where they can help me or help someone else in that same, dynamic.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then, just circling back to, not being afraid to ask, some of us are, I guess I can say have a difficulty with rejection, right? We fear rejection. And so, the worst thing somebody can say is no. Right. The worst thing somebody can say is no. I read a book once called The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. And, one of his lessons was about, the fear of, asking, right? It's okay to ask. And the worst thing somebody could say is no. And since reading that book, I really, found myself in positions where previously I would be afraid to ask, but I start asking. Yes. And there were times where I asked for something and they said yes. Even though I thought they were going to say no, they said yes. Yes. And that really went a long way for me. So, that is one lesson that I do want to give today is never be afraid to ask. The worst thing somebody can say is no.
And that goes along with these fear blockers that we have in our lives. And that might be applying to taking your leap of faith as far as the fear factor goes. Yes. Because there is a fear factor there. But those fear factor blockers, I like to call, they block you from trying to really get to where you need to be at. Fear is healthy. It really is. It is healthy because it teaches us when to draw back, how to be cautious. Fear means go with caution. That don't mean don't go. Stop. It means caution. So when you do it, when you're taking your leap of faith, you do it in a cautionary, like a yellow light. You're looking on both sides before you cross the street. So don't just block yourself. Don't let fear block you because it is fearful. And I get it. I'm there now. I'm in the here now. It's fear. It's fear. It was fear for me to get in front of the camera, but I always knew I was made for camera. I had the little fear before we sat here before now. Now I'm comfortable. Because whatever that little blocker was, girl, it's not going to stop me from getting to where I need to be at, because I am here, I'm on camera, and I knew I was meant to be able to say things to people like you guys, to be able to share something that will help, be uplifting, that will add to us as a whole human race.
Yeah, and to add to that, I want to talk a little bit about failure too, right? There is a lot of billionaires. I mean, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, they've all failed. And
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, exactly.
Yes.
And you can't fail and feel like you can't move forward from there. I look at failure as lessons, right? I don't look at mistakes as mistakes. Mistakes is a lesson, right? Even on a job, if you make a mistake on a job, it's not a mistake, it's a lesson, right? And remind yourself that it's a lesson that you learn from and you move on, right? And use it as a motivation. I mean, if you don't fail, then how can you succeed? And I can tell you a lot of people who are successful fail, and not just once, many times. And even myself, I failed at certain things in my past that I've started working towards and didn't, pan out the way I wanted. But I took those lessons learned from those opportunities and I pivoted and moved on from there.
I agree 100%, because failure for me, I have had many failures along my way, speaking from personal experience. And the growth factor, each time I failed, I came back a little stronger, a little more stronger. Failed again, came back a little more stronger, picked myself up. It's not about the fall. It's how you pick yourself up, learn from that fall, get up and go. And I know you hear it all the time, and it seems so corny. I tell you, it seems so corny, but it really is not. It really is what it is. You can't get no more simpler than that. You can't get nowhere unless you get out of your own way and you get past those blockers, that fear. Because if you can think it, you can do it. And that's the great thing about living in our great country, is that no matter how many times you fail at one business, you can go right back and open up a whole nother business and try it all over again in another way. Reinventing yourself, you can do. Don't be scared, but if you don't take that leap of faith, if you don't towards your dreams, towards your goals, whatever you have, when you're ready, I'm not pressuring you to do it. You will know the time inside from connecting with your spiritual self. It'll be a light that comes on in your head. And it will just say, it's time for me to really do this. Mm-hmm. And I just woke up one morning and I was like, it's time for me. It's time for me. It's time for me. Because I was doing my little cooking stuff on the side and getting my little orders and stuff and doing all this, and every day I'm missing putting content out on my page. I'm missing doing this, and people want to see more because my content was like over 100K views. Over 100K views, so I know. And then I still get, I was just going to pay my rent up for the 6 months. And while I was in there, they always having something at my apartment, an event twice a month. So they was like, well, and I was explaining to them, I'm taking my leap of faith. And,
yes.
And they were end up telling me, hey, they had a Caribbean theme set going on, and they was catering. They was having the food catered for Caribbean at this, restaurant. And I was like, well, how much are they charging you? Mm-hmm. Let me see the prices. Because I can do that, and I can do it better. And I'm right here in the community, and they're about helping the community and, with whatever they're going through. And so they gave me the menu. I made it work for them. And guess what? That was another confirmation that, hey, I can do this. I can do this. I used that sign as a confirmation that, yes, I can do this. And they gave me that contract on the 24th. Guess what? It's going to be for way more than what my job was for a month. So I'm going to be okay. But I have to take that. I had, because I've done it. Take that leap of faith to get to where I need to be at.
Absolutely. And I also want to touch on investing and networking. Right. So let's talk about investing for a second. So I work for a nonprofit organization that supported women-owned businesses, for example. And this also goes to those that are, again, in a career and they're looking to explore a different career. You have to be willing to financially invest in your dream, whether that is investing in some sort of, resume writing service, investing in LinkedIn's elevated service to allow you to see people who view your profiles, investing in marketing and promoting your business, boosting your Facebook ads, paying money to, do other things to advertise your business, whether it's buying signage or, printing materials. There is just a lot of individuals, women, men also that are just afraid to step out and take the leap of faith to financially invest in their dreams. And you have to be able to do that in order to succeed. I mean, that's how these celebrities get famous, right? Nobody would know of a Taylor Swift if she, didn't have, the fear of the overcome to invest in herself and to put herself in a circle around people that was willing to invest in her as well. But it all comes down to financially investing and putting yourself out there and getting in front of the right people.
Yes, I agree 100%. If you don't believe in yourself to invest in yourself, who else should? Who else should? You can't go around asking me for $50 if you don't want to take your own $50 and invest in yourself. I mean, so investing in you is very good. Investing in your mental health, investing in your spiritual, investing in your body, your upkeep. I mean, investing in your goal set. You might need to do more classes just to get you up to par on the new stuff that's in, the new technology, But, and if you can't, invest in the people who already know it. So investing in yourself is definitely a key to get to where you're going at. Absolutely.
Investing, and you brought up mental health, physical health, making sure you're healthy, investing financially. Take a moment, look at all the areas where you need to invest, right, in order to take the leap of faith and make your dreams a reality. The other thing is networking. Networking is key. I was just talking to Chef Queen Diamond earlier about the power of networking.
And it makes so much sense. It really does. It makes so much sense.
Yes, you're right, because you're catering and, most of your profit comes from catering events. And so how do you find people who would want a caterer, right? One way to do that is through networking. And so if you're looking to start a business or if you're looking to change your career, networking is key. I do think LinkedIn is a great way to network. But again, join an online community, networking. Don't be afraid to step out there. And
word of mouth is very good. That's the number one to me, because when people know what you can do, when you go and sell yourself to that person and they sell you, they believe in you enough to go sell you to another person. That's the most powerful networking that you can get, because people are feeling what that person is saying about you. And they want to feel what they're feeling. So it's very important to reach out to people, to join little groups and stuff, women empowerment, or whether it's male empowerment, whatever works for you. But you have to join, because it gives you a wide variety of people to deal with when you're doing this. You don't want to just be stuck in one demographic. Yeah, that you're catering to a demographic of people, but you want to go beyond those expectations, because the more the merrier.
Absolutely. So, not being afraid to ask, networking, making the right connection, make sure you have the right people in your circle are all the things you need to do to, step out on the leap of faith. Planning is key. As well. We talked about a whole bunch of great things today what you can do to step out on that leap of faith to reach your dreams and turn your dreams into a reality.
And one thing I always know, another chance for me to put myself out there, is that food brings people together.
Yes.
Food brings people together. Book me for a little mini event. Invest in me so that I can make your dream come true.
Absolutely. And before we go, food. I mean, even, on jobs that I've been on, taking someone out to lunch, inviting someone out to lunch.
Yes.
there is a lot of deals that happen or decisions that happen over a meal, a lunch,
Yes.
a dinner, a breakfast, a brunch.
Yes.
Invite people out for a cup of coffee,
Yes.
tea.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, like just do it. I think that's just so important.
Yes, because it's the art. Have you ever heard of breaking bread?
Mm-hmm.
It's the art behind that. People break bread for a reason, to communicate. Because while you're eating, you're in a natural state. You're not tensed up while you're eating. No, you're very relaxed.
Very relaxed.
Eating is a relaxing that's gonna make everybody relax. I don't care how tense you are. You're not at the table. You're not doing that. No, you're at the table. Oh yeah, and this is delicious. This is great. Oh, you're relaxed. So that relaxes the whole atmosphere. You're not nervous. Okay? And you can talk. You can present yourself. You can get your ideas out there. And they're listening. Because while they're chewing, they're listening. Okay?
Yes. And if you invite someone to lunch, pay for the meal. If you invite someone to dinner, pay for the meal. It's just a great way to just extend yourself into really just strengthen and build those relationships. And let me tell you, that small contribution will go a very long way for you.
Yes. That $100.
$100?
Yes, $100. That $100
what are you eating at?
can turn into thousands of dollars, okay? It just depends on how many people you're inviting.
Well,
And I know you're not talking, sister. You take us to the most expensive restaurants. They be good, but they be high quality in restaurants that every time we have our little sibling meetings, we're going to be splitting a $300 check, $250 check, me, her, and our sister Mahogany, who y'all haven't seen yet, but she's here to come, I'm sure.
yeah, she will be on future definitely podcasts with us. So you guys make sure you tune in for a future podcast. We're going to be talking about all sorts of different topics. We'll also have Chef Queen Diamond back on future podcast episodes. Hope you guys learned a lot.
And I'm starting my own podcast, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Cooking podcast. So we can go over cooking questions, and I want to be more of people reaching out, asking certain things, not being afraid to ask. I'm doing for here in the Orlando area. I'm going to be doing cooking classes where I take 4 people, and we're in a ghost kitchen, and you buy everything that you want me to help show you cook. And I'm going to do those classes for you and get you elevated on your cooking game, because cooking is also therapeutic.
Absolutely. Cooking is therapeutic. And you also fly out to do events as well.
I absolutely do. So I'm a traveling queen chef so I don't have a fear of flying. I've been a lot of my events have me traveling. So I do a lot of events here in Orlando, but me traveling to New York, Vegas, me traveling to California, Texas, it's no problem. I will get on the plane and I will come to you and I will give you the diamond experience, and you don't have to lift a finger.
Awesome. Well, listen, take all the advice that we've given you today. We definitely, want to encourage you to step out, take that leap of faith, make your dreams a reality. I mean, we have one life to live and we got to make it count. We got to live like every day is our last.
Yes.
And we just have to go out and we have to do it. And, the last thing you want to do is find yourself in a position where you are like, in your late golden years and you're sitting around waiting on a Social Security check, because let me tell you, it is not fun to be able to have to do that. So, you guys have to be able to step out, make your dreams.
Do it. I'm not that type of person.
So you have to be willing to step out, take risks, invest in yourself financially, invest in your mental health, invest in your physical health, and take that leap of faith. So, you can retire and find your financial freedom and find your place where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. And your goals are important. Make sure planning is the key. We already done talked about that. So don't forget. Please don't forget planning. And if you can't plan, make sure you get you some kind of advisor around you that's good at planning, whether it be your personal assistant, whether it be a planner, or however, it could be your sister, or whoever, you need to surround yourself with that person.
Absolutely. And find you an accountability partner. And as Chef Queen Diamond just mentioned, set goals for yourself as well. So that's also important.
I agree.
So thank you all again so much for joining us. Remember, stay tuned for future podcast episodes. A new episode drop every single week. And thank you again for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Bye.